How are we all? Welcome back to Turf Morehouse TV. And yeah, we're doing a bit of a different one today. I thought, you know what, let's try a bit of a transfer show. The transfer rumour mill is going around like no tomorrow. It is that time of year where obviously the window is now open. People want to get their deals done early, but there is some big money moves being made by big clubs. I mean, Arsenal are after some big players for mega money. And Chelsea are having to offload quite a few. The Saudis, it seems all the clubs in Saudi Arabia are trying to snap up. Well, if you're a Premier League player, you've probably been tapped up by a Saudi at some point already this window. But yeah, it's all happening in the Premier League, and I'm looking forward to this. It's like I say, if people enjoy this show, we might do it once a week or once a fortnight and see how rumours and transfers are doing. Which should be good if people want it. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Starting off, we've got Henry in nice and early. How you doing, mate? Have a great show. Just popped in to give you a like. Appreciate that. Massive, massive respect. And looking forward to being on your channel tomorrow as well, talking all things Burnley. That should be fun. Johnny the Great's in. How are you, mate? I'm good. Thank you very much for asking. Elevator, how you doing, mate? Hope everything is good with yourself. Ronaldo just broke the record for the first male footballer to hit the 200 appearances for the country mark. Wow. Wow. Dan's in. Hope you well, mate. He says, lovely, the transfer. Max says, evening, Dan. Evening, all evening to yourself, Mac. Hope you are well. Love the transfer intro. No, I appreciate it, mate. Appreciate that. Obviously, I know I can see people have put in a lot of comments, especially Johnny. I mean, pretty much I've got all them to go through. Carl's in as well. Hope you are good, mate. Hopefully we can get some players in. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And Big Bad John's in. Big Bad John. How you doing, mate? Good news, please. I wish there was good news for Burnley at the moment, but it is looking a little bit quiet on that front. Next is evening, Dan. Even with all the transfers, is anyone actually going to watch the Saudi League? No, probably not. Did anybody watch? Did anybody watch the Jupiler League when everyone buggered off to China? Nah, did they frig? Did they frig? China, Japan, no one went over there, did they? Soon as what we called Oscar left Chelsea to go to what were it, Shanghai, Schwanz, whatever it was called. Nobody just thought, oh, start the Premier League. But that's what we're here to talk about. Teams in the Premier League that and their players. Elevate says apparently Chelsea are about to lose a lot of players. Yeah, they are. They definitely are. They definitely are, mate. And Dan says Barrow signed a player today. Nice one. Nice one indeed. However, hope everyone is well. It is Tuesday. I am usually at football, but as you all know, I'm buggered, so I'm not playing football today. But if you are new here and you like what you see, come the end of this show, then please do drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we next go live. It really does help if you absolutely smash that like button, because it gets the YouTube algorithm looking at it and puts it out to other people. You can also catch us on social media. We are everywhere, all over the socials, as you can see at the bottom of your screen. But here is just a little video of where you can find Turf Morehouse TV. So yeah, please do go head along there, check us out. You can also become a member of the channel now through YouTube, which is always great. It's $2.99 a month. You get loads of perks, little emojis that you can use. You can get involved with super chats, super stickers, all funds that are generated through YouTube going back into making the experience a lot better for you guys. And obviously trying to get better equipment, because at the moment I'm doing this on a phone and a borrowed laptop. But hey, I'm trying. Yes, Johnny, we are apparently after Mark Trezor from Genk. True Red says, evening, Dan, evening to yourself, Luke. Hope you are smashing it, mate. Albania are 1-0 up, Elevator says. Aidan says, well, what would you call that England game yesterday? Easy. It was a little bit, wasn't it? Once we got the first one, the floodgates open. Dan says, I've got football at 9, so I might not be here long. No worries, my friend. Nate said, oh, this is a Premier League show. It's all about the Championship. Of course it would be, with you being a Leicester supporter. Leicester does get a mention, though, so I'll give you that. I will give you that. Also, football might be over with this news. Haaland signs for 850k a week for City. It's mad money, isn't it? Absolutely mad money. John says, if Chelsea are offloading, give us Matson on the cheap. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. Fingers crossed somebody comes in for Weghorst. Yes. Take him. We've had Aidan in. We've got Ryan in. We've got George in. The Huddersfield Town Massive is in the building, hoping to, join the Premier League next season, maybe. Let's see. They've got a bit of gold in the kit. Who's to say they're not going to get champions? Let's see what they can do. Max says, shut the front door. How the hell are they financing that? Exactly. Elevator says, Saka's second goal was a stunner, and what an assist by Trent. Yeah, it was. It was absolutely tremendous. Absolutely tremendous stuff. But let's get into what we are here for. We are here for the Premier League transfer show. I will try and look at your comments where I can as I go through this, as I'm going to be swapping and changing between the banners and the brands to get the images up. But sit tight, and we shouldn't go far wrong, to be honest with you. But as I said, we will start off with Arsenal. To be fair, let's see. I've been writing all sorts, honestly. Been writing all sorts to make sure I get these transfers spot on. But Arsenal at this moment in time, starting with them, the Gunners have started and opened negotiations for Romeo Lavia. Obviously, he was a youngster at Manchester City. He signed for Southampton at the beginning of last season, and he's gone pretty well for him. Apparently, negotiations are ongoing with Southampton and the players' camp. Manchester United remain interested, as do Chelsea, but Chelsea obviously need to offload players, and Manchester United's priority is Mason Mount. So, if anything, it is looking like Arsenal may be the front runners for Lavia. Sticking with Arsenal, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, they are also in talks with Ajax over Jurrien Timber. Talks have been described as very positive with Arsenal, and it looks like that could be a deal that could be done very, very soon. Again, the Arsenal good news keeps coming. Kai Havertz is another one linked with Arsenal Football Club. He's apparently they've made a fresh verbal offer to Chelsea. According to the Daily Mail, they offered 60 million for Kai Havertz, 55 up front, and 5 million in add-ons. Where Arsenal have got all this money from, I do not know, but hey, who am I to quibble? They are going at it like no tomorrow. And as we all know, and you can see at the bottom of your screen, Arsenal I should change that really, they made a formal bid for West Ham captain Declan Rice. £90 million they offered for Declan Rice today, and West Ham have said no. The structure of the deal is meant to be what has put West Ham off. There was add-ons, I think, amounting up to about 15 million, but the agreements of how they get that 15 million weren't in West Ham's favour of what they could achieve, basically. So they'd probably missed out on that 15 mil. But this is one that will not go quiet. Teams want Declan Rice. Arsenal are clearly going all out to get him. And it would not surprise me if Arsenal get their man. If they do get Declan Rice, then maybe that may take a little bit of pressure off signing Havertz or Timber, unless they are wanting to obviously stock up in numbers. Although Gary O'Neill was sacked from Bournemouth, they did bring in a new manager. I forgot what he's called now. Andoni Iraola or something like that. Either way, he's come in pretty much straight away off the back of what Gary O'Neill left that morning. Iraola came in that night. Madness. But Iraola still wants Justin Kluivert to join the club from Roma. He was linked with joining them, I think, was it January or the summer of last year on a loan move, but it never came off. And it's looking like Justin Kluivert is on the verge of signing for AFC Bournemouth. And let's see what happens there. It would be a permanent deal they are interested in. Brighton, however, have stolen a march over Burnley for Belgium top talent Bart Verbruggen, the Anderlecht goalkeeper, which Burnley wanted in the Championship last season. Burnley weren't willing to pay the price that Anderlecht wanted at that time. They've asked this time, and Burnley apparently matched Brighton's offer. And Verbruggen actually had spoken to company quite a few times, and it looked like he wanted to be number one. Brighton want to get rid of Roberto Sanchez in goal, or Robert Sanchez. So I think Bart Verbruggen will be the number one choice if he does go to Brighton. The rumour is around a €20 million fee, as you can see at the bottom of your screen. But it looks like that deal is set to be done in the next few days. A deal that has been apparently confirmed online by many media sources, but not the football club itself. Yes, this is an edit I knocked up, but Lawrence Vigouroux, the Leyton Orient goalkeeper, has apparently completed a move to Burnley on a 2-year contract. Apparently, he will be probably third choice, but he was League Two Keeper of the Season last year and did really well for Leyton Orient and helped them to promotion from League Two. Next up then, staying with Burnley. Burnley are looking at another keeper, and because Bart Verbruggen isn't apparently now, Burnley have cut their name from that. It looks like Burnley have turned their attention to Antwerp's Jean Boutez. He's they contacted Antwerp for him. Apparently, the contact has been there for past number of days now, since we've said no to Verbruggen. This is one to watch out for as well, but never say never. Sticking with Burnley as well, another link that hasn't gone away recently is Soumala Koulibaly, a young defender on loan from Borussia Dortmund. It's apparently said to be that he's expected to sign on loan for Vincent Kompany's Burnley. And yeah, let's just see about this one, because he's, like I say, he's only young. I think he's 20 years of age, but he is a product of obviously Dortmund. So let's see. He must have some quality. And who am I to question Vincent Kompany's judgment? The last one that came in a little bit earlier was a bit left field that you can see at the bottom of your screens, and it involves former Southampton and recently Besiktas player Nathan Redmond. The Southampton winger, former Southampton winger, has been linked with a move to Burnley and Wolves, not just the Clarets, but Wolverhampton Wanderers as well. Would be a brilliant addition to any squad. I mean, even if it's just, a stopgap from the bench, he has got that quality. He has the pace. And we've seen it with Burnley before, how they had the likes of Aaron Lennon at the back end of his career, and it seemed to work off for them. But he was previously wanted at Burnley under Sean Dyche. When Burnley had Sean Dyche, Nathan Redmond was wanted when he looked like he was set to be excluded from the Southampton squad. but nothing came about with that. And maybe this time round, Nathan Redmond would be a claret. Other than that, this is a transfer that has been long drawn out, probably for around 8 months, but it seems that confirmation is in. Christopher Nkunku has signed for Chelsea. They've confirmed the transfer, 52 million, according to Fabrizio Romano, and Christopher Nkunku signs from RB Leipzig. Sticking with Chelsea as well, their keeper, Edouard Mendy, has apparently agreed to personal terms with Saudi side Al Ahly. The contract will be valid until June 2026. It's said that apparently Pochettino wants Kepa as his #1 goalkeeper next season. Speaking of outgoings at Chelsea, one that has been, well, mega touted, to be honest, and it's one going from one team in the Premier League to another, and that is Mateo Kovacic. He is wanted by Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, and they are certain that they will have this deal for Mateo Kovacic wrapped up by the end of the week. So this is one that's pretty much going to be a confirmed done deal. And Pep's already onto looking for his next target. He's also looking, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, youngster Josko Gvardiol. I mean, he is an absolute beast of a player, to be fair. An absolute beast of a player. Again, I think he's only 24, something like that. But he is a top target for Manchester City. And obviously, you know, there's still a lot of questions hanging over Kyle Walker. You know, he was linked with a return back to Sheffield United, where he started his career. He's been also offered, you know, his services at Bayern Munich. That's another one that we need to watch. I haven't put that one in here, but is Gvardiol going to be, you know, one of them that goes in and tries to maybe implement his position in that Manchester City back four? Ones that came out a little bit later this evening, which are interesting as well. Fred at Manchester United. Fulham want to bring the Manchester United midfielder to Craven Cottage, according to the Telegraph. United apparently are quoted to say, well, if you do want him, you're going to have to cough up 20 million. He is in the last year of his contract. You let us know what you think. But I think 20 million for a player that's going into the last year of his contract, especially someone like Fred, is 20 million a bit too much in today's, you know, financial packet? Let us know in the chat what you guys think of that one. Next up as well, another Saudi team have confirmed a deal, and it is Ruben Neves. The Wolves midfielder has signed for £47 million. He joins Al Hilal, and I think he's gone on a 2 or 3 year contract out there. But again, these players are making the move, and I don't get any player that says they are not going for money. I'm sorry, but we've already had Hong Ming's son come out and say, "Nah, I want to stay at Spurs. I want to, you know, I'm not going to Saudi. I don't need the money. I'm not interested." End of. I mean, fair play to Messi. Went to the MLS, didn't go to join Ronaldo and all these cronies out there in Saudi Arabia. A player that is going to be linked with quite a lot of clubs, but at the moment, there is one club in particular keeping their eye on this man. Alex Scott, the 19-year-old midfielder from Bristol City, is wanted by quite a number of Premier League clubs, but they are interested, West Ham United, and they're deciding whether to formally approach the Championship club for the 19-year-old. It'll cost them a fair bit of money. They've done well with young players, though. I mean, they signed Flynn Downs, who seems to have done pretty well and settled in very quickly. I know Flynn Downs obviously was a Hammers fan growing up as well. I'm not saying that Alex Scott is, but let's just say that they might potentially have another gem on their hands. Whoever signs Alex Scott in this window will have a gem on their hands. He's a good, young, up-and-coming talent. Speaking of talent, going out of Manchester United, Zidane Iqbal. Zidane Iqbal is apparently moving to FC Utrecht. Zidane Iqbal is only a youngster, has apparently signed a 4-year deal in the Dutch Eredivisie for FC Utrecht. So another young talent leaves Manchester United. I think it's for about 1.5 million. So it's literally peanuts. But the last two players on this list that deserve a mention clearly is a championship player now, but I'm definitely sure by the end of this transfer window will be a Premier League player, and that is James Maddison. Newcastle and Spurs are looking at signing the young Englishman, and Leicester want 50 million for him. Again, another question to you guys in the chat. Is 50 million way too much for James Maddison, especially for a team that's just been relegated? Do you think that value should drop a little bit, or is he worth that? Is 50 million what Leicester value him at, or what he's actually worth? You know, you let us know that one. You let us know that one. And the last one is a man at Everton. Everton striker Ellis Sims. He spent beginning of last season, on loan at Sunderland, and 3 clubs are apparently interested in securing his signature. Now, obviously, Ellis Sims was a youngster at Huddersfield as well before going to Manchester United, but Frank Lampard called Ellis Sims back in the second half of the season when he was at Goodison Park. But yeah, Ipswich and Sunderland, 2 of the teams linked with Ellis Sims, and the 22-year-old, I think, really needs to move on with his career now and try and cement himself as a first-team starter elsewhere. But they are the transfers that I have got for you this time round, and let's see what you guys have been saying throughout. I will look back over them. So just bear with me a second. But yeah, it is interesting. It is very interesting that some of these teams are making big money moves. Like I say, Arsenal have put in a lot this year. Ryan says, "Come on up the Terriers." Aidan says, "Come on Aston Villa, give us Cameron Archer." George says, "We are going up." Hey, but why not have that belief? Go for it. Elevator says, "I think that will be a decent bat." Carl says, "Do you have any transfer news that is true about the Clarets?" I mean, like I say, they're all rumours at the moment. I mean, there's one just come out recently that apparently we've spoken to, now free agent Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who's obviously spent last season on loan at Southampton, played for West Brom recently, before Southampton as well, with a loan move there. But he's one of the 19 players that Arsenal got rid of this summer. John says, "Labia, nice." Elevator says, "Arsenal conceded a lot of goals in the second half of the season, so Timber will be a good signing." Yeah, I reckon he would as well. I think he will be. He'll shore up that defence. Elevator says, "What is it about Chelsea players snaking them for Arsenal?" Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. They did it with Yossi Benayoun, David Luiz. I mean, there's probably some more in that. Petr Cech. It's mad. Yeah, you said it there. Sorry, you said it there. Willian, Jorginho, now Havertz. It's mad. It's mad. And Max says, "Hasn't Rice just signed a new contract?" Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I'm not entirely sure, but if that's happened, then that's happened in the last few minutes. But not that I'm sure of. I'm just refreshing the transfer centre to see if there is anything. But no, it's just Conor Gallagher saying he wants to stay at Chelsea and work under Pochettino. Elevator says as well, Arsenal buy loads of players after an amazing season. Johnson, 60 million for Havertz is mental. 10 tops. Oof. Elevator says, "Would Justin Kluivert really go from scoring the goal to knock United out of the Champions League to Bournemouth?" Exactly. This is what I mean. Some of them are like, I don't know. It's a strange one, isn't it? It is a strange one. They were linked last year, though. It was linked last year. And they were also after Sandro Tonali as well. But I think he's now linked with a move to Newcastle because they were chasing Barella, but they said they only want to pay 50 million. and Barella's club want 80. So Newcastle is saying, nah, we'll go for an alternative, and Tonali looks like the man that they may go for. Max is talking to contracts. I've signed a new contract today. Get in, my man. Get in. Get in. Nice one. Congrats, my man. Luke says, we'll give it to the poor. You can have Jesse Lingard. Nah, you're all right. Like Elevator says there, Lingardinho wouldn't even get into Wrexham's 11. Aidan says, aren't Luton looking at Nichols? It would not surprise me. Nichols has been a top keeper for a number of seasons, to be fair. He was just in a bad side last year. No offence, Aidan. But obviously, before Warnock came in, it looked like, under Danny Schofield, the only way was down. Max says, hasn't Lingard already left, having only signed a 1 year? Yeah, he has. He has. Send the bugger to Wolves. All about the money, correct. Was released, yeah. He's going to play in a treble winning side just to sit on the bench. There you go. They need to bring in a value and salary cap worldwide. It is getting, the money in football is getting ridiculous. Walker has also been linked with Liverpool. Interesting. Yeah, Bayern, I was saying Bayern are also in for him as well. 1-0 to Hungary, Elevator said as well. And Max says, take that because Fred is average. Poland are 2-0 up. Elevator says, I think Neves should have signed for Barca when he was in his prime, then go from the money. Max's son is about as honest as you get. Had a poor season last year, but talk that he was playing through the pain barrier. Yeah, if you remember as well, when Kane was injured, when Harry Kane was injured, that's when Heung-Min's son shone. He absolutely shone, and that's when he found his form. So who knows, mate? Who knows? Anthony says, no one is having Alex Scott. Keep your bloody hands off. Obviously, Anthony is a Bristolian and supports Bristol City, so he will not want to lose probably his club's prized asset this season. Evening to the missus. Evening to yourself. I've already seen you this morning and this afternoon. I've seen you a bit this evening as well. I mean, you're upstairs, so hey-ho. But, yeah, it should be good. Elevator says, Belgium leading 1-0 against Estonia. Result. John says, do you think Sims is good enough for us? Nah. I think Sunderland want him again, which would be good because obviously Ross Stewart? I think he's still injured. Whether he's going to be back at the beginning of the next campaign, I'm not entirely sure, but Sunderland need a striker, and it would not surprise me if Sims goes back there because he was doing pretty well and he fit into that system. Max says, hope all is well, which I'm sure it is. Elevator says 2-0 Belgium, could be a rout that. And then conversation. Anthony says, breaking news, Teller complete to move to Bristol City. Mate, who? Fruitella? Nutella? Because you're not getting Nathan Teller, I'll tell you that now. I will tell you that now. Anthony says, don't worry, Havertz. Don't want Havertz. Where would he play? Just go all out for Rice, I say. Why not? Give Uncle Ben a call. And like Kate says there, no way Teller will go to Bristol. I want Madison and Rice. That will complete the span of our team. It would. But there are your transfer dealings for this time. I might leave it for a fortnight and we'll go through another bout of transfers because I'm sure there will be a rout of activity happening very, very soon. It is getting to that point now. We are going to see shirts, so stay tuned because we will be reviewing home shirts and away shirts of Premier League teams when they have all been released. And we'll also got our Premier League prediction shows coming back when the Premier League is here. We're still to do our end of season review. So yeah, there's lots and lots to come from the channel. Stay with us. Stay tuned. This has been the Premier League transfer show. And like I say, if you've enjoyed it, let us know in the chat if you want us to do this every fortnight. I appreciate the love and support. If you could, please do absolutely Hulk smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit that naughty little notification button so you can be notified when we are next live. And yeah, other than that, thank you very, very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. It's Happy Hump Day tomorrow. All aboard the Wednesday. Take care and up the clarets. Get it.